Well, it was a very special group of young men. We had 13 seniors. Out of the 13 seniors, 10 of them were starters. So you only have 11 on the field, so to have 10 starting seniors was a big deal. And the one thing that I noticed from even last season, because last year in 2012 we won the county title, which was a good first step, and I think it showed the team and especially the seniors how to win, how to accomplish a relatively big goal. From that point, from the summer, from preseason on, we had a goal to just try to get better and better every day. But as the players know, my personal motto to them is to always try to play consistently, play good team defense, and play consistently. So what happened was, as the season progressed, we got better and better. And obviously with our record of 18-0-1, we didn't lose. So as a coach, I never had to give that losing speech of, we have to fix this, we have to change this. So that was actually a nice thing.
Well, the beginning of the season, I had great expectations for the team. I know I wanted to win another county championship, and I know there's a thought of lingering in the back of our minds of the loss to Mattituck in the Long Island championship. So I don't know, it was my, not expectation, but a goal to win that game. And at the beginning of the season, I didn't think further than that. It was basically just that was the game, and then we ended up getting past it and ended up winning states. Once we got there, I was extremely confident in our team, and most of us were seniors, and it was going to be our last year, so that was another thing we had to think about. It was we don't want this to be our last game. And I know I've played with seniors in the past, and when the season ends kind of abruptly in a loss, it's heartbreaking. You see guys crying on the field. But with this win, it kind of gives you a little bit of closure. It's you achieved the ultimate goal, which was winning a state championship. So, that was good for us.
Playoffs started. We played our rival Wheatley in the county final, which was an exciting win at 3-2. And then from that point, we knew our toughest test was going to be Mattituck, which was the Long Island final. Mattituck was a very tough team. It was a great match, and it went to double overtime, and we finally scored the winning goal from one of our seniors, Billy Chapone, with only about 2.5 minutes left in the second overtime. If we didn't score that, it goes to penalty kicks, which it's anyone's game.
Yeah, we knew Mattituck was going to be one of the best teams we were going to see, and once we got into the game, we knew that was going to be a tough game. So once we tied them through regulation and we got into overtime, we knew it was going to be a tough overtime, and they had a lot of chances, and so did we, but the last chance, I guess, just came up to me, and I put it away.
Well, I suffered the injury in the Long Island championship game against Mattituck. About 30 minutes into the match, I went up for a header, collided with another kid's head, and ended up bleeding. Had a 4-centimeter cut, laceration along my right eyebrow, and chipped my tooth. And then, I wanted to keep playing, but obviously I wasn't able to. I had to go get stitches. And the main challenge was I was just trying to get cleared, trying to get a doctor that would clear me, and I was able to find that. And my mom was just worried about protection, about the scar and everything, but it was just great being able to play. I knew I couldn't play scared in the regional game against Rhinebeck. I just had to go in and play my game, and that was about it.
Euphoria, it was amazing. It was one of the best feelings of my life, and I will never forget it because it really set us on our journey towards states, and I believe that game, whoever won that game was going to be the state champion, and I guess it came true.
I think that game was basically the turning point of our playoff season, to know that they were going to be the best team that we could play. And to beat them like that, it kind of gave us the confidence that we could probably beat anyone in the state. And the whole playoff was a ride. It was a grind. There was pressure on us the whole time, but it was great, and I wouldn't trade it away for anything.
So we almost had a sigh of relief after that point, because you knew Mattituck was going to probably be our toughest test. One of the mottos for boys soccer is it's always toughest to get off the island. Once you get off the island, not that it's an easy road, but it's always tough to get off Long Island. So once we beat Mattituck in the Long Island championship, went up to Rhinebeck. Well, we played Rhinebeck at Middletown High School for the Southeast Regional match.
The regional finals and the state semifinals, we pretty much dominated most of the game. I didn't really have to do anything, but in the state finals, I made 2 nice saves. But the defense pretty much did what they had to do. I didn't really have to do anything in the regional finals and the state semis. So
we won that in double overtime as well, and then we went up to the state Final Four. And it's the first time a Carle Place soccer team had been up to the Final Four since 1991. So we're only the second team to ever go up there. The 1991 team won its semifinal match, lost in the final. We were able to win our semifinal match against Ichabod Crane, 3-1, which at the time was a very tough match going into it because they were 43-0 over the past 2 years. They were the defending state champion from last year, and we beat them 3-1 in a very convincing match, which was great. And then we got to final on Sunday against West Hill, which was a goal always to get to the state final, get to the final game. And we got to the final game, and we won convincingly 3-0, and we were state champs. First boys state title ever in Carle Place history, and it was great run.
Keep in mind that Carle Place Soccer is a very strong program. It starts with the community league. We have a Carle Place Soccer League. Some of our kids do play travel ball. But the history started with John Strassenreiter. He was one of the first coaches here in Carle Place. He actually started the boys program along with a couple of other coaches who he's still familiar, still comes back, still watches the boys play.
You know what it was? We said, let's try to get to the Final Four. And then we got to the Final Four, and we won the semifinal match. And he said, at this point, let's just do it. You know, you've worked so hard. You've got to the final game. I didn't have to do much motivating for them. They were just outstanding. When you have a senior-loaded team with 10 seniors starting, you know, it over speaks for himself. That we had 3 or 4 guys that really led by example. And it was just it was a great run.
Allen was also, our varsity coach, was also a college player himself. He, definitely spent a lot of time on the outside leagues being a trainer, so nobody knows the sport better than he does. And I think what makes Allen very unique is the fact that he has an outstanding rapport with these young men. See, one thing about athletics you'll learn is every athlete can be skilled, but to be skilled and want to play and play together as a team, that's where Allen, I think, stands above the rest. The fact that he can take talented young men, make them work together as a team, and then be able to accomplish anything they can believe in. And that's where we stand with this program. Allen's been an outstanding coach. This is his 11th season, and he's always made it to the finals as far as the county or the semifinals. So he's always got them to postseason play. But to take this team to the level that he took is again, unbelievable or remarkable part of this program and his talent.
There was a youth club team coached by actually one of the fathers of the seniors. Pat Brown is one of our seniors, and his father, Stephen Brown, was one of the coaches that kind of kept that team together, which was a vital part to our success. You know, that plus the addition of, Dylan Klein, who wasn't on that team, but obviously Dylan, his accolades and his personal awards speak for themselves. He was outstanding. And that was a key part to it as well. And I think another key part was that as freshmen, I had 4 of these players starting on varsity. And I think that was valuable experience for 3 to 4 years, having them start as varsity players.
Yeah, I mean, 9 of the 11 starters we played with clubs when we started in 6th grade, so we had a lot of chemistry, and we just kept building that up through the years, and it just made us better teammates.
When we got back from upstate and we won, we had a pep rally that the school had for us, 9th period. So the whole school was there, staff, just supporting the team. The high school band was there supporting the team, and that just shows, and it speaks volumes with what support we had within the building.
To say that we had over hundreds of people from the community and from the school making 2-hour trips to come see us play in the morning, on Sunday morning in bad weather, to sit out in the rain and watch us play, was great. It really shows the support that this community has for the soccer team and for the school as a whole.
The game out in Coram for our Long Island Championship, it was a 2 o'clock start. School doesn't end here till 3 o'clock, and we had students, parents there supporting us. And a lot of the students, a lot of parents that didn't even have players on the team. It was just community members that were behind us the whole year. Once we got upstate for those 3 games, it was just unbelievable the support we had. For the semifinal match, they had a fan bus go up that the school paid for, where you had teachers and you had a busload of students go up on a Saturday for that. And so the support from the community has been outstanding. Always has been, and it's one of the reasons that kept the team going. How do you follow up what we did this year? It's going to be very, very difficult, but we have great kids coming back. We have kids that are ready to work hard. We had players in the sideline that could have stepped in and played on the field up in the final 3 matches or so. But when you have senior leadership and seniors that are capable of doing it, it's their last year, so you go with almost you go with the hot hand, for lack of better words. But we have guys that are ready to step in. Is it going to be different? Without a doubt. It's going to be different. You're not going to have, some of the star power that you've had this year. You're not going to have the seniors, but we'll be okay. The kids are going to work hard, and the program will keep going.
turn. Yeah, no turn. No turn. What just happened? Huh? Frankie, right here, Frankie.